D-Roy Cruz here, your life applications officer. I want to do this video. Well, no, I think it'll record it if I can. Even though it's on Do Not Disturb, I think it will record. I'm in the process. It's going to be a while of getting me a really good laptop. And I'm going to do everything from my laptop, and I'm also in the process of getting a really good web camera and taking it all over the place with me and doing videos, not just in my place, but out on the street. This summer coming up, I just like to go down to the point and do some videos, and maybe take some of my friends that like to chat with me about politics and Christianity and that. People at work, people that from my old job, people at church. My church way over in Westmoreland County. I'd like to get together with some people and put other people in my videos too, and I can do that. I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy and tired and a tightwad. Don't want to spend the money. Take some of this money that I'm spending on Uber, okay, on all these Ubers, and spend it on a good camera, on a good, to build my channel, all of my channels. And if you know how to put all your channels into one, to where you're paying one price because of your name, and not just because of your channel names. Like, do I have to pay a price to have monetization or whatever on every channel? Or can I combine all the channels into one account and still have my separate emails? And let me know, because I'm really uneducated on it. I don't know. I tried to read up on it. I don't see it nowhere in the settings where they talk about it. But anyway, this video here, I looked at this video. This will be like the third or fourth time I looked at this video, and I really like it. I like it as far as the music goes. And I like it, and believe it or not, you're going to be crushed when I say this, but most of the stuff that I said in this video, I don't regret. I really like what I said. There's about two things, I believe, that it just hit me today. Like, because I watched it again, and you know what? Even if I didn't talk like this, it wouldn't make a difference. You might disagree with me, but even if I didn't talk like this, you would still come to my channel, and you would still blow your horn and try to, release the Kraken, so to speak. Okay. And y'all think that this is another thing. Y'all think that my only issue is YouTube, that when I go out into the world, it's different. Okay. I just moved here to Pittsburgh. All my friends are in Westmoreland County, which is about 25 minutes away from here. My kids are in Westmoreland County. Y'all talking, so I'm talking, okay? It doesn't matter, but being y'all make it matter, I'm going to make it matter, okay? That's why I don't have a lot of friends in Pittsburgh. If I get on my phone, my best friend in the whole wide world lives in Ohio. He lives on the Pymatuming River between Ohio and Ippisburg, Pennsylvania. And he lives in a beautiful, luxurious house, okay? My best friend in the whole wide world, he calls me every once a day, checks up on me, okay? I have, I was just looking at some videos on YouTube, and no, not YouTube, Facebook. And I went to connecting with all my friends back in Westmoreland County. I have not been in Pittsburgh that long, And I've only been in Pittsburgh, back in Pittsburgh, that is. I was born and raised here, but I've been back in Pittsburgh. And this area here, I think, has its own name, but it's above the city of Pittsburgh. The city of Pittsburgh, depending on how you know how to drive, is 15 minutes away from here. So you might as well call this Pittsburgh. But this has its own label, its own town name, and it's a borough outside of the city of Pittsburgh. But a lot of people that commute here call it the city of Pittsburgh. And when we do our mail, we can either use the actual title of this town, or we can just call it Pittsburgh, because it's still considered not property of Allegheny County, but connected to Allegheny County in a big way. So I can say exactly where I live, or I can say Pittsburgh because I'm close enough to it. And y'all know how that works. Heck with the small talk, right? But this, all my friends are out there, and I really am not really happy here in Pittsburgh. Not just because of what has happened to me on a physical level, but just the culture and the attitude of Pittsburgh. I recently learned why white folks all moved to the suburbs. All the white folks that got something worth protecting moved to the suburbs. And now today, in this day and time, a lot of black people are moving to the suburbs. D-Roy Cruz is getting ready. I'm in the suburbs, but I'm getting ready to move further out into the suburbs. I'm staying where I'm at because I work right in the heart of downtown Pittsburgh at the best, one of the best spots in downtown Pittsburgh. Big place. I mean, it's just awesome. I think I'm gonna do a video in there sometime this week or next week when I have time to give you a glimpse of what it's like in that place. Since I'm stuck on midnight, probably for the next 2 weeks, I don't know, but I just wanted to point that out to you. You said some things, all of y'all say some things, and I cannot tell you enough how off you are, because I probably would do less videos if I was back home in Westmoreland County, because I'd be too busy, hanging out with my kids. Well, my stepson. I'd probably be too busy, chasing him around or hanging out with him. And that would be my stepson from my previous marriage. I'm divorced, but they all still call me dad, okay? I'd probably be hanging out with my stepson. I'm just totally smitten by him. He's a wonderful kid. Well, he ain't no kid no more. I think he just hit 30. Awesome young man. And I love hanging out with him. Me and him talk about everything. There's not a thing we can't talk about. And then, I think he's Democrat, but he respects, my findings about the Democratic Party. He respects my findings about the Republican Party. He respects, what I'm saying? And he's having the same issue with a lot of stuff that I talk about in my videos and stuff. He's having the same problem. And in the midst of that, me and him disagree. But unlike you people, there's no love loss. There's no, Of course, I don't come on him hard like I do YouTube, and I want to apologize to all of y'all. Seriously. If I'm coming out, when y'all call me angry, how do you call me angry when I'm spitting and laughing in the same video? But y'all think it's anger. It's not anger. It's just YouTube. And YouTube tends to be really dumb. And you can get away with anything on YouTube, just about. You can get away with anything on YouTube except porn. Okay? And I would call some of these YouTube videos porn, in my opinion. But, there's just so much you can get away with. But, I think my little fake audience, I call them, because they're not here they're not here to see me. They're here to see me on somebody else's channel, and they're like henchmen. They're there to make sure that the package gets delivered to that other channel at any cost. It's really weird. It's really funny. And I might get one comment here or there. And then these people they'll go to my channel, and then they'll run to this person's channel, and then they'll run to this person's channel, and they'll run to that person's channel. And I'm finding out that everybody is a unit. That's a lot of fans. I have like these hosts, and then I have their fans, and their fans are also my fans, because it's kind of like a cage fight where I'm the worthy opponent. But they wouldn't dare go to Brandon Tatum's channel and wake Brandon Tatum up and let Brandon Tatum know that they talking trash on him, because, like, what's his name? Winston said, Carlton Winston said, hey, he's such a mother effing stupid mother effer, you know, and all this stuff. Okay, how come you don't go to his channel? How come you don't go to Anthony Brian Logan's channel? How come you don't go to Tommy Sotomayor? How come you don't go, you know what I'm saying? You don't go to none of these people's channel, but you seem to think that me and G-Man and Shannon, correct me if I miss one, and Rev, I've even met Rev. I went on the Dragnut Silvash channel and watched a bunch of videos about Shannon. Y'all got better things to do. Y'all got better things to do. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. This woman is in a situation that you're not going to help her with. Let her be in her situation. You know, and so this is what's going on here before I start the video. You think that me, G-Man, Rev, and Shannon, and there's a bunch of others, but I don't know them. I haven't watched your videos on them. And there was something that G-Man said a while back in response to dealing with the Hebrew Israelites. And I gave up on watching him, because these are guys that will punch you in the face with no problem. Like, I would never go out to the street and yell at these guys. He went to them, and I don't like when you go up to somebody that's as violent as a Hebrew Israelite, and you go to talking to him like you're gonna box with him. They will jump you and leave you in the middle of the street for dead, because there ain't nothing holy about them. They're just a racist group. That's all they are. You should know that by now, but you keep going and going and going and going. And they were very humble with him that day. They acted more Christian than he did. And see, like, I get on here and I say a lot of things on YouTube, but really though, I don't hate anybody, you know. I don't really hate the LGBTQ community, but I do think it's stupid. I do think it's unfair. I do think it's criminal. I do think you should shut your mouth. Okay, and keep that at home. Keep that between you and your lovers. Keep that between you and your aides and your doctor, and keep that between you and the doctor that's doing your transition surgery and all like that. Don't come to YouTube and say dumb stuff like trans women are better. You're going to make my blood pressure go up, and I don't even have high blood pressure. Okay, you're going to make my diabetes level go up, and I'm going to be taking extra diabetes medication. Okay, don't do that. It's when you do stuff like that, and then Brandon Winston with the hands, justifying everything. Like I said before, and this is the kind of stuff, and I believe it's a trick to keep it going, but this is the kind of stuff that will make me respond to your video, is when you justify everything. Like I said in the one or two videos before this one, there is other things between me and you arguing. You can't justify everything. Finally, today, after several videos of mine, that Winston watched, he agreed with me. What did he agree with me on? He agreed with me about Joe Biden, I think. And he agreed with me about something else. I forget what it was. It's going to come to me before I even get this video done. But, you know, but in closing, with all the videos that I've done, I always talk about atheism because that's what my channel is about. I always talk about the LGBTQ community because the LGBT community is putting itself out there like that. But as far as battling with my subscribers and those that collect my videos, I'm not going to hate on you for something that I'll probably do in the very, 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 very near future. And I'll probably come back with better equipment and all like that. And, you know, just when you least expect it, go onto your channel and take my audience by then. And let's talk about you and how dumb and stupid, you know, you're acting and being hateful and mean and racist and all the different things they want to call D-Roy Cruz. But anyway, this is not a response video. This is a video about one thing, and that's this video that Monty made. And I don't appreciate anybody going to my Facebook channel. I think that's totally unnecessary. And as you notice, I have a music channel here on YouTube, but I put this particular song on my Facebook channel because I was singing and ministering to, you know why I put this channel on my Facebook channel? Because there's a friend of mine, Mr. Monty, named Lori, who had her leg amputated. Okay? And me and her was on the phone. She's trying to, her and her husband are having a rough time trying to keep their marriage together with her being sick and him, you know, I'm not at liberty to give details about what he did, but you guessed it, okay? And I had a serious asthma attack. And I put it on Facebook and she called me on the phone. I talked about how one day I was running home trying to hurry up and get that last bus from Shadyside Hospital. I had a horrible asthma attack. Here I go with the victimization. This poor woman called me on the phone. And that's what that song is all about, because she was talking about how she can't get around the house and she can't, you know, if Pat's not there, she can't do this and she can't do that. And she hasn't been going to church and people haven't been picking her up for church. She's mad at people at church about different issues. And then she was asking me about my breathing, and she was so surprised that, you know, about all the health problems that I've been having lately. And we talked about, you know, me trying to keep breathing and me going to all these doctors. And, you know, I went a week without any medication because of, you know, issues with medical insurance and all like that. And, you know, I ended up going to the emergency room, well, urgent care and different things. And between me and her talking about me breathing and her not being able to do her work around the house, and there was a follow-up video the next day on my pastor's prayer circle on Facebook. And so we got on the prayer circle, and there was Lori on there, and she was talking about how she was so happy and was glorifying God because she was able to get up and do things around the house and all like that, if you understand the words to the song. This is why I wrote the song, and this is why, and I don't even remember, I wrote it on a piece of paper, and I don't even know what I did with it. But hold on a second. Let me see something here. Let me see something here. Where you at? Let me see. Okay. Just tuned this a little bit ago. I'm totally smitten by this instrument. I love this instrument. I play guitar too. I also play dulcimer. But this is my baby right here. I think it went something like this. So I can breathe today. So I can breathe. And I don't even remember the other chords, but as soon as I figured out the chord to them songs, I think I said in the video that I dedicated that song to Lori and a bunch of other people on a prayer circle that were like giving their testimonies of where God had healed them. And now that Monty brought it up for 3 times, well, I listened to it on his channel for 3 times. I'm going to go to that. I'm gonna go to that Facebook page, my Facebook page, and scroll down to that song, and I'm going to listen to the song and try to remember how I did the chords. I forget how I did the bridge or whatever, the next part, and I forget all the words. But I'm gonna listen to that song. I'm gonna rewrite it down. I'm gonna get that song copywritten, and I'm gonna do it better. I'm gonna get me some people. Thank you, Monty. You gave me the idea to get backup vocals and other instruments involved and really make a nice little project out of that song. Because it's a very song, when I sing it, and when anybody that would sing it sings it, especially if they've been through what I've been through, what Lori's been through, it's going to touch their heart. Okay? There ain't no way out of it. It's going to, it don't, when I was writing the words down for that song, before I posted on Facebook, and I played it about 3 times to make sure I memorized the words that I had chosen for the song, tears came out of my eyes. But see, this is, you don't know that, and you'll do anything to come after us because you think I don't have a right to disagree with you. I don't have a right to say anything against your community or your lifestyle or whatever, but this is 2022. This is free speech. This is the pronoun generation. I'm about to protest in front of the White House and start getting some pronouns changed against Christians, okay? If I'm dumb enough to do that. But being a Christian is an in-house relationship. Everybody else, including some Christians, even some Christians that call themselves Christians, are on the outside looking in. They're not really part of the family. I cannot stress that out enough. When I was a kid, I thought everybody was a Christian. Okay? If you were Baptist, Pentecostal, you know what I'm saying? Methodist, anything but Catholic. I thought everybody except the Catholics were Christians. Okay? And I even thought some of these religions, like, Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons, were Christians. But then as I've grown up and have gone to different churches, had different pastors, had different people, quote scripture and put and cross-reference scripture and put that out there in the things that are going on in our society, including prophecy and all like that, I realized that there's Christians out there in almost every denomination, even Catholic. They just refuse to leave the Catholic Church. They don't need the Catholic Church if they are born again. Methodists don't need the Methodist Church, but see, I have some friends that are good Methodists, and I just don't think they're like excited about God as much as they should be, but they're good people. But the main two are Pentecostals and Baptists. Those are the 2 denominations that I trust. One being, pro-education, and the other one being pro-Holy Spirit And it's a shame why we can't mix the two denominations together, which we did when I was in Promise Keepers. We did bring Presbyterians, Baptists, and Pentecostals together every now and then. You know, a guy that was a Messianic Jew. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but a guy that was a Messianic Jew. A couple guys of them would show in there. Presbyterians would show in there. But we was putting the churches together because there's a core, and then there's your denominational beliefs. Y'all, this is over your head. And I know what I'm talking about. And there are Christians, and then there are people that label themselves as Christians. But see, as a Christian, we make the sacrifice to be a Christian. And I believe I've done that. And the Bible says we crucify ourselves daily. Let me play this video. Because I can't tell with the screen recorder what my time is. It's not letting me know what my time is. Let me see. Oh, there it is. It's telling me there. It's telling me. Good Lord. Okay, I'm gonna play the video, and I might just add some fingers in that, and then I might do some signs with my fingers, being we're so close. Being I had to like do this introduction, and I knew it was going to take me about 10 minutes. But I'm gonna play the video, and I might say some things mainly with my hands, and then I'll do a video completely talking about the video and what I think is wrong with the video and what I think where I failed in the video and all like that. Here you go.
Roy Cruz here, your life applications officer. Number one, anyone that's been watching my channel knows that I'm not black conscious. Neither do I baby, spoil, or agree with black people. I'm so hoarse. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Oh, I can breathe. Roy Cruz. I love me some white people. Roy Cruz. I love me some white people. That's another dumb thing that black people jump. That's another dumb thing that black people jump. Roy Cruz. I love me some white people. Roy Cruz. Black. Next to every good black person is a fuck. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can today. Yes, I can, because of all you've done.
That piano thing on it.
Now that's just a piece of the song. Look here, you stepped into drag nuts territory. I'm the mob, nigga. Roy Cruz. I'm the mob, nigga. Roy Cruz. I love me some white people. I'm superior than a lot of blacks because I follow the right culture. Roy Cruz. I'm the mob, nigga. Roy Cruz. I love me some white people. You know, I've seen these atheists act like a bunch of fags. Roy Cruz. I'm the mob, nigga. Roy Cruz. I love me some white
Okay, you heard the song. Let me see where we at here. Okay, I think two things I want to say. The rest I'm fine with. First of all, I do love me some white people, and I'll tell you why. Because number one, the way I was brought up. From the time I was a child growing up in a middle class neighborhood, when I'm not middle class, I don't know where I said that at, but maybe I did. Maybe I'm trying to be middle class. Then again, I would say I'm middle class now. I wasn't in when I was growing up in a middle class neighborhood, but we were embedded in there. So, and you know, my mom dressed me with class and style, you know what I mean, even though we was broke. But, you know, I heard, what's his name? What's that cracker's name? Winston, Carlton Winston, tried to make a comment about me being in the Amway business. Amway has a new compensation plan that I was not told about. My mother sold Amway. My mother was disabled. She didn't have a job. Okay, today people make a fortune on disability. Not my mom. It was just simply, basically welfare. Okay, and a very small amount of it for her to be taking care of herself and me. Okay, my mom, everything my mom did with me, my mom traveled. My mom bought a lot of good things that have taught me, like, you know, I'm glad that my mom didn't just raise me within, you know, the black music culture, you know, R&B, rap music. You know, my mom raised me up on country, and, you know, she raised me to enjoy Hawaiian music. That's how I ended up in the ukulele today. And, you know what I'm saying? My mom raised me to be an American, okay, who happens to be a black man, okay? And my mom never had the conversation with me about, oh, you better be careful out there, these white people are racist or nothing like that, because my mom understood that we got too many white people in our life that really, really, really got our back and really care about us and love us, okay? But back home in Pittsburgh, this place right here in Pittsburgh, and it's still crazy. It's crazier now than it was back then. These people don't understand what racial harmony is. They don't understand what unity is. They don't understand what it means to forgive something, or I'm sorry, forgive people for things that happened in the past. They don't know how to do that. Okay? And Winston, you're wrong. If you mention racism, you cannot mention black and white. You have to mention everybody. Okay, if you say racism, you have to, and I really don't believe anybody can be racist. Well, I do believe people can hate themselves genetically, like the young man who has videos here on YouTube who says that he, you know, he admitted that he hates himself and he's sorry that he ever was born black, okay? And so he hates black people because but see, he was honest about that. But most people, it's very rare for anyone, when you say, you know, and that's where I was wrong. I was wrong for saying black people without explaining to you a certain culture of black people. Black people are more diverse than just me and a bunch of thugs. There's me, and then there's a bunch of people in between us, and then there's thugs, and then there's people who, you know, they get everything off of, you know, somebody else. And when they don't get it, they call it systematic racism, as rich as they are. Okay. But, and we could do a whole video on that, but, I should have never just said black. And I should have never, you know, got angry with, you know, and that video didn't belong there, but, you know, that was a video. This is where, you know, you guys are very immature, and you act childish, because Drag should have known to leave that video out, or Monty should have known to leave that video out, where I talked about Drag. He threw that in there, And when I was saying, you know, I'm the mob, nigga, that video had nothing to do with, you just putting a whole bunch of things in there together, and that's where you fail. That I don't even talk like that in my regular videos. I was speaking to Drag like that because that was his attitude towards me. Like, he's like, oh well, because you decided to chime in on me battling with G-Man, I'm going to like really, really come after you. And so for a minute there, I got real angry, and I would tell people, like, I mean, I was really angry. I was taking it to work with me every day. I was going to work, and people were like, "You talking about YouTube, man?" And there was a white police officer that saw that ukulele song, and that's another thing that bothers me. Like, you found a way to make sure it was posted the way it was posted, where people in my zip code got access to that video. And I came to work one day when it was a totally new place. It was like, I was the rat, I was the mole. You know what I'm saying? People started treating me like, oh, you the one that ratted us out. And they're looking at me like, you the snitch. I mean, I got too many black people on my job. Well, when I worked in Shady Side anyway, had too many black people that I was supervising, and they already thought that I looked down my nose at them because I was serious about my job. And then they think that I'm a racist too, thanks to Monty and that other guy that he did the video with. I'm like, okay, talk about somebody trying to get even with somebody. Talking about somebody getting offended by something someone said and trying to get even with that person. This is the extreme. Just too extreme. And how dare you go to my Facebook channel, because my Facebook channel should be off limits to my YouTube subscribers. I mean, really. Why are we going to Facebook? You took a song that I wrote about me and my friend, and as you see in the video, I have headphones on. And the other part of that joy was that prior to that, I was in the hospital. I ended up in the emergency room because I had the flu. I went completely deaf. I only have one ear. The other ear has 1% in it. I went completely deaf. Uh-oh, here's D-Roy playing the victim. This is the truth. Call me a victim. Maybe I am a victim. It happened. It's true, Mr. Winston. But I was deaf for like a week and a half. I was completely deaf. And on the day that I went back to see the doctor, and the doctor asked me how the antibiotics was working and all like that, and I said, as I told you, the Lord told me that it was only the flu. And the doctor checked my ears and that, and he tested my hearing and that, and he says, yeah, your Lord, was looking out for you. I said, thank you very, very much, because I know it's only the Lord, you know what I mean? Because this ain't the first time, God has been good to me, And so that was another thing. That was the biggest thing, actually, that made me write that song, because I text my pastor, and I contacted him on Facebook, and he was, actually, I think I called him, and I told him, thank you for praying for me, Pastor Carmen. But I got my hearing back, as you can see. I'm able to talk on the phone, and me and him just, gave God a good hallelujah, and we were on the phone for a while, rejoicing. And then I wrote that song, and I posted it on Facebook Live, I believe. Or maybe I just recorded it, because I wasn't sure about. But where am I at here? I'm going to. Oh wait. Oh, I'm recording. Okay, I'm going to continue. I want to see a few things here. Okay.
Baby, spoil or agree with black people. Black people. I'm so hoarse. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Oh, I can breathe.
My God, man, you don't know. When I see myself with them headphones on, it reminds me of what I was going through at that time. And I was praying every day. I was praying. I had other people praying for me. You people that ain't Christians, you have no idea. My God. And you had to take this song out of all the songs that I've, have put on YouTube, worship songs and so forth, playing the ukulele. You picked this song for the epitome of one of your jokes. But, I think that's where you got me. And I don't know about Shannon, because Shannon's all over the place. But I think that's where you have certain people like me and G-Man. Maybe we are not good at getting the message out the way Alan Parr would say it, or even Marcus Rogers for that matter. But y'all wouldn't dare go to one of their channels and let them know that you're putting them on blast and you're breaking them down and showing how stupid and pathetic they are. They're saying the same exact thing we are. They're just saying it very, 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 very in a different tone, in a different set. But it's the same theology. It's the same, it's the same. Maybe Alan Parr is a lot careful, and he is, for sure, about what he says about the LGBTQ community. Maybe he thinks the less you talk about it is, but I like to break it down because I feel that y'all don't think when y'all don't think. And I can tell this last video that I watched where Winston was watching me, he doesn't think. He just thinks that whatever he does is innocent because he's doing it. And to him, he's a nice dude. But the earth that you're standing on is against you. The heavens are against you, Mr. Winston. The air that you breathe is against you. Anything that is created by God is totally opposite of your little innocence that you think you have, which is no innocence at all. It's really not. Sure, you're a nice guy. Sure, you try to do some things and all like that. You're not just sitting at home laying on your back getting pumped by your little T-girl or whatever. I understand that. But you're not paying attention. And D-Roy Cruz is that kind of person. I'm the same way with you guys. The G-Man is with the Hebrew Israelites. Like, you're not paying attention. You're trying to go around it and say, oh, why is his nose so big? Why is he so loud? Why is his forehead so big? Why is he so short? Why is he don't have nobody in his life. Don't nobody love him. Look at his house. He got this in the window. You're not paying attention. You're trying to do circles around. I never went to anybody on YouTube, and I don't talk about in my videos of any particular person except responding to you guys about your lips, your face, your butt cheeks, whatever. And what I talk about is me here in Pittsburgh, and you say, oh, well, you D-Roy Cruz, he just stays in Pittsburgh. I just came back from Allentown. Matter of fact, I just came on a tour. I went through 4 cities, the 4 top cities in Pennsylvania. And I also went to, and before that, I went to Ohio. I went to the Pymenting River, okay? Just where you were saying in the last video, there was a lot of racism, you know, somewhere probably near there. Cause I tell you what, them people, when they see me on the road, they're looking at me like, don't know black people drive around here in this country. But I'm closing, and I'm seriously closing, because I'm gonna do more of this. I gotta listen to it and then I'll respond to what I said. But you making fun, and you know, but you don't understand that you said one thing to your audience in the last video. You said D-Roy is dealing with his experience. Well, my experience, Mr. Winston, is real. Okay? And my experience has helped people. There's people who know that I do these videos and have sat me down and asked me questions. And there's people that, you know, have known me by me, you know, preaching the gospel, so to speak, sharing Jesus with them. And they've asked me the questions that you'll never ask me. They told me the stories of their lives that you'll never tell me unless you're trying to call me some derogatory name or something like that, you know. What you decided to tell me, and this is why I'm so hard on you. Why do I give a F about your sexuality? You're the one that felt you needed to explain to me that you have a transgender wife. Why do I need to know that? There's just some things, like I said, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, keep that crap to yourself. I didn't say anything about your love life before you said, oh, Mr. D-Roy, don't understand that my wife is transgender. Who cares? Who cares? Now you got me talking. Now you got me doing like you and making fun of you like you make fun of me. You walked into this, man. You put that on yourself. But I'm going to do this video and then we'll see. You know, I'm kind of tired of talking about it. You won that battle. I am exhausted with talking about it now. I am a little bit exhausted with talking about it because, you know, no matter how much I try to make my videos in a way, knowing that, you know, I have this audience that's invisible, this invisible audience. I have to go to your channel to find out who's watching my videos, because when I look at, you know what I mean? When I look at my numbers in that, it's always the same two people making comments, and it's 303 subscribers. But yet when I go to your channel, there's this big audience. When I go to Drag's channel, there's this big audience. Monty, big audience. Crimson, big audience. Okay? So all these people are watching my channel, and some of them ain't even subscribers. And, you know, and they want to watch you and Drag perform. You know, like listening to, what's the guy's name? Bill Maher. You know, destroy Christianity, or Bill Maher to you know, to see him destroy certain people on, you know, in the news media or whatever. And they all come to you like the mighty God, Bill Maher, you know, or what's his name? Ricky Jarvis, okay? They want to see you destroy things and destroy people. And what's that word? Worldly, arrogant, and a few other words I could throw in there. That's not Christian either. And I could do a whole video about that alone, and throw all the atheist community in there, because all the top atheists do that. But I'm going to do more videos. I'm not doing more videos. I'm gonna do another video to this one, talking about the black part, and why I love white people so much. I believe white people are the face of America. Don't nobody come over here. When people think of America, they think of white people. When Africans come over here to America, they're thinking of white people. When the Asians come over here, the Indians come over here, they're thinking of white people. Okay? Ain't nobody coming over here looking for black people. Okay? I'm surprised, and as always, depending on what neighborhood I'm in, I'm surprised, you know, when you know, Asian people stop me on the street and say, you know, what street is such and such on and all like that. I'm surprised they expect me to know. Okay? The way they act other times. Okay? University of Pittsburgh students are really different. You know what I mean? That's another video. I'm going to close with this one. Thank you for watching, D. Recruit Your Life Applications Officer. More on this video in a minute. I should be in bed. I got to work midnight tonight. Talk to you soon.